Welcome to The Terrible Take, a mini podcast telling Steelers Nation what's on our mind. I'm Josh Carney. In the NFL, all things are cyclical. Good news for the Pittsburgh Steelers, though, is that, at least based on their recent roster moves, they are getting in on the correct cycle within the league at the right time. While the likes of the Patrick Mahomeses, Josh Allens, Joe Burrows, and Justin Herberts light up the skies with a passing game in a flashy style of football that has become increasingly popular in today's NFL, we're seeing more and more teams starting to turn back to the old-school smash-mouth style of offense. The Philadelphia Eagles were one such team to lean in heavily on the running game in recent seasons. And this past season, it took them all the way to a Super Bowl appearance. Same for the San Francisco 49ers, who are consistently right there at the top of the league each and every season despite injuries and changes on the roster year after year. A big reason why they have such great staying power is their ability to run the football and stick to their identity. As more and more teams look for smaller, faster defenders to combat the speed and spacing offenses are rolling out, more and more teams are going bigger, stronger, and more old school to take advantage of the lack of the size in the NFL today, at least from defenders. That seems to be what's happening with the Steelers, who got to that level, sort of, in the second half of the 2022 season, putting together the 7th best rushing attack in the NFL in the second half, going 7-2 down the stretch to, of course, as we all know, finish the season 9-8. Building off of that second half run, the Steelers have addressed the trenches this offseason with the signings of guards Isaac Seumalo and Nate Herbig, adding 2 strong maulers in the run game on the interior. The Steelers also continue to look at the big-bodied, physical, people-moving tackles in the draft too, and even chased Orlando Brown Jr. in free agency. With a young quarterback in Kenny Pickett that got beat up last season, it only makes sense for the Steelers to really lean in on the running game. They've done that this offseason and certainly aren't done doing that in free agency or in the draft. Having 2 powerful running backs in Najee Harris and Jaylen Warren in the backfield that can wear defenses down helps, too. There should be a lot of dominant fourth quarters in the Steelers' future with the way Omar Khan and Andy Weidl are constructing this roster. As I said, all things are cyclical, no doubt, but the Steelers are getting in on the forthcoming cycle in the NFL at the right time. That's tremendous news for a franchise that too often, fairly or unfairly, gets criticized for being status quo and not adapting to today's game. Be sure to follow us at SteelersDepot.com and check out episodes of The Terrible Take every weekday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. And check out The Terrible Podcast with Alex Kozora and Dave Bryan every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.